call to order today the Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session. Today is Tuesday, March 13th, and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I think we're going to have several guests here today. And first are the women from Delta. Delta's here yet? Okay, we'll wait.
There is one.
There's one, but are you expecting more people? We'll give you a few minutes. We can give you a little bit of time. No problem. Yep, sure. Then we'll go to our second guest. Is our Nikki Scarpetti. Is Nikki here? Okay, Nikki, you want to come forward?
This is
And
for Women's History
This is for
Month.
this is for Women's History Month, and I want to welcome Nikki Scarpetti, who's Director of Strategic Initiative, and Angela O'Neill, Local History and Genealogy Manager with Columbus Public Library. Please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us here today. It's an honor to speak with you. I'm going to turn it over to Angela, who is our expert in history, so that she can share some artifacts and some resources with you all today.
Great.
Good morning, President Boyce and Commissioner Brown. I'm happy to be here today to talk with you all about Women's History Month. It's a very exciting time for us at the library. I'd love to tell you about some of the resources we have at Columbus Metropolitan Library for Women's History Month as well. As you know, Women's History Month commemorates the many contributions of women to our society. Here in Franklin County, women like Sarah Sullivan back in 1798 contributed to the founding of Columbus. In the 20th century, local women fought to help the poor, create hospitals for children, support our troops, build civic associations, and so many other activities that are vital to the region today. Franklin County women were among the first to call for women's suffrage in the U.S. They proposed an amendment to the Ohio Constitution in 1912, 8 years before the 19th Amendment was passed. The list of firsts in business, politics, arts, and culture is too long for me to go into today, but I'm sure that you appreciate it as well. At Columbus Metropolitan Library, we're working to document the rich history of local women in Central Ohio. We encourage residents to bring in their own historical materials, whether that be photographs or letters or other materials, and then our team will digitize them and put them online in our My History digital collection. That way they're available for students and teachers and researchers really all over the world to be able to view. So it's an important service. So far we've collected almost 1 million photographs and other materials in a digital collection.
Is this just from local
This
area?
is, Central Ohio.
Central
We have
Ohio.
expanded
Huh.
Ohio more broadly to some degree, but primarily Central Ohio. So yeah, and anyone in Central Ohio is welcome to bring materials in, and we'll talk with them. We'll do the scanning. We also do a little bit of help in terms of helping people preserve materials and take care of them for future generations as well. So I brought a few things to show you today.
Great.
I have some handouts here for you. Thank you so much.
Sorry. That's Delta.
There you go. That helps a little bit,
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
it? So the first photograph that you're seeing is an early photo of the Godman Guild House here in Columbus. The predecessor to the Godman Guild was established in 1898 by a young woman named Anna Kegel, who was a high school teacher and also taught Sunday school. One Sunday she showed up and found that all of her students that she was supposed to teach were actually in jail because they were left home alone the night before and had been picked up by local police. So she felt that she needed to take matters into her own hands and come and create a place where kids could go and be provided a number of services and get some help with their families. I brought you this photograph today because it's one example of a long tradition of social causes that Franklin County women have been part of, and I know that's
Yeah.
a tradition you carry on,
Right.
Commissioner Brown, today as well. So.
This is a fascinating photo and shows In what year is this?
This is about 1905, we believe.
1905.
Yeah.
That's just incredible. And we'll have to get this so that the camera can see it at some point. But that's great. And the next one.
So the next photo you see is a photograph of Ellen Walker Craig, who was the mayor of Urban Crest. She served 12 years on city council there, and then in 1972 became the first African American woman to become the mayor of a municipality in the entire United States. So a pretty big first here for Franklin County. So I wanted to show a photograph of her as well. The third photo, I've actually brought you the original copy. I wanted you to see what the original photo looks like. If I could just pass that around real quick. Give you that one. And it's in a sleeve so you can touch it. I didn't bring my white gloves today. So this photo is a new acquisition for us at the library. It's a photograph of Annie Oakley, the legendary sharpshooter who became famous in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show in the 1880s. In this photo, she's actually at the Miller family farm in Upper Arlington. She's originally from Greenville, but she came to Columbus a lot. She had lots of friends here. And when she did come to Columbus, she tended to stay with the Miller family out in Upper Arlington. So this photo is her at the family farm there where she was doing some target practice shooting. One of the great stories about this photo is that Esther Miller, before she passed away in 2015, was said to still have had some of the pennies that Annie Oakley would shoot at when she came when she was at the farm. So
Wow.
fun little story there. So these are just a few examples. Again, we have 1 million photographs in the collection, so lots of materials for folks to see. You can view the digital collection at columbuslibrary.org and then go to Research and My History. So pretty easy to get to. Another new thing that we have at the library, these materials are also now part of the Digital Public Library of America, so they're accessible even more broadly than just for folks here in Columbus. We're still looking for more materials to document Columbus history. Anything that tells a story about Franklin County and Columbus, we're very interested in hearing about so that we can add it to the digital collection.
That's so great. And I know at the library you've got displays of books related to women.
We absolutely do. If you go into any of our 23 locations for Women's History Month, you'll find displays of books related to any number of women from Franklin County, but from all around the world. You'll see those as displays. You're also welcome to talk with a librarian. We love to talk about books, and we'll be sure to find you something that you'd be interested in reading.
This is great. And it's a great thing to see these photos. It's just amazing. They tell stories that
Absolutely.
you wouldn't otherwise be able to tell about the issues of the day, what were going on. So thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, just add to, I think it's so appropriate to recognize the contribution of women to not just Ohio history, but American history. And what's even more amazing is the things that we still don't know, that are little known facts, but they're huge facts.
right.
This fact about Mayor Craig, former Mayor Craig, is an amazing fact. I'd like to think I know a lot about history and political history, and right here in my own backyard, never heard that before. And that's just an incredible story. But there are lots of those. And I hope that you'll continue to share those with us on a regular basis, not just during this type of month, but throughout the year. And when you come across things that we should know, give us a call. And if you think it's something that the public should know, we should share, come and visit us, and we'll allow you to have a moment and talk about it, because this is true educational history right here. So thank you. By the way, Sarah Sullivan, what was her relation to Lucas Sullivan?
She was his wife. Actually.
His wife, okay. And if I remember correctly, the Sullivan family is such a major part of Central Ohio history. But one of the parts of history we don't also talk about is they were very responsible for the very first African American, the Sullivan family, for the first African American citizen of Central Ohio, which was Arthur Boak. and there's a bridge named after Arthur Boak in Central High, small bridge, but it's a bridge, and it commemorates that aspect. But it's that kind of little known history facts that make Central Ohio such a rich place. And the Sullivan family, I didn't know much about Sarah Sullivan, but I know she was a big part of why today you see Columbus and what we are. So
Absolutely. And it's stories like that people, all of us in this room, have in our attics and shoeboxes and under the bed and things like that. And that's the kind of thing that we're trying to get out to more people so that they can see and learn from. So again, encouraging all of you and the folks here today to contact us at the library to be able to have some of these stories told more broadly.
I think it's a great service that you're providing, and women have been hidden from so much of history, and it's nice to see we can highlight when we find and discover somebody who's done some wonderful work in the community or in the nation, services provided at NASA during there's just so many untold stories that are just now coming to light, and it's because of people, researchers and archivists like you and those at the library system that bring those stories to light. So thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here today.
You're very welcome. Thank you again for having me.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. All right. Are the Deltas ready to go? You ready? Okay, come forward. Today we have with us the Sisters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Members of the alumni chapter from Columbus are here, and they want to talk about their work in economic development, education development, physical and mental health, international involvement, and their support for the arts. And you could call your sisters up too. They could, you can force them to come. They want to hide in the back. No. Come on.
Bivens,
come
I know you're
forward.
here for another portion, but would you like to come up here with us as well? All right.
All deltas will be in the picture, so.
Joy Bivens, I believe you're Delta.
Yes, she is.
Try to hide back there.
Thanks,
And I will
Joy.
say that so I'm a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, which the Deltas are our sister fraternity. And so welcome to Franklin County Board of Commissioners.
Thank you so much for having us. So thank you for the opportunity to briefly speak. My name is Kendrea Moyer, and I serve as the treasurer for the Columbus, Ohio alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am here representing our chapter president, Deborah Pickens, who is currently with thousands of other leaders within our organization in Washington, D.C. this week for our annual conference titled Delta Days at the nation's capital. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is a nonprofit organization that provides assistance and support through established programs in the community throughout the world. Our organization was founded on January 13, 1913 by 22 collegiate women at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Worldwide, we provide scholarships, support to the underserved, we educate and stimulate participation in the establishment of positive public policy, and we highlight issues and provide solutions for problems within our communities where each chapter is located. Within our local chapter here within Franklin County, we have over 125 youth as a part of our Dr. Betty Shabazz Delta Academy, which is our middle school program, Delta GEMS, which is our teen young ladies and stands for developing effective leadership through achieving, growing, and empowering myself successfully, and Embody, which services our male teen participants and stands for empowering males to build opportunities for developing independence. These participants represent approximately 44 schools within the Franklin County. Mr. President and Commissioners, we would welcome the opportunity to further discuss how we can partner and continue to build support within the communities that we currently service within Franklin County. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moyer. You know, I just can't say enough about the work that the Deltas do, not just here in Central Ohio, but across our great nation. I was in Washington last week and had the opportunity to meet with Congresswoman Beatty, who is also a Delta, and lets me know that every single time I'm in her office. She's very proud of that.
Yes.
I want you to know that your advocacy matters. It does work, and those of us in elected office listen to you, count on you to do your advocacy in conjunction with what we do. And so I thank you for being a partner. The Deltas definitely represent your work in scholarships and young people, particularly young women, has been incredible and well documented and noted. And so we're just so grateful that Central Ohio has a strong and vibrant chapter, and look forward to continuing to work with you throughout the community on all of these initiatives.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. And
Thank
then,
you.
you wanna add anything? We'd like to present you with a resolution today.
Get a picture
honoring your
with
work.
you.
Thank you.
We'll go right in front. It's easier if we go in the middle.
Thank you very much.
So bad.
Can you turn that around so we can see what it is?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
All right, moving right along. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from February 1st, 2018 administrative session and the minutes from February 20th, 2018 general session?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Minutes have been approved.
First up, we have the coroner's office.
Resolution number 173-18, authorizing an agreement with AMN Healthcare, a healthcare recruiting firm, for physician recruitment services for the Franklin County Coroner's Office in the amount of $52,000.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Matthew Cottle on behalf of Dr. Ortiz, the Franklin County Coroner. This morning, the Franklin County Coroner's Office is currently experiencing a staffing shortage in our pathology department. We currently have 4.5 of our authorized 6.0 full-time equivalency positions filled and expect another vacancy with the upcoming retirement of a pathologist in July of this year. The current openings have been advertised, posted on county websites, our usual job boards within our association communities, and we've had a little success in fulfilling those positions. The coroner wishes to engage a vendor who specializes in recruiting this medical specialty. The focus of effort will culminate with the hiring of 2 additional pathologists to our team. We'll continue our usual efforts to fully staff up to our authorized strength of 6.0 FTEs, and we would respectfully ask for your approval.
Calling all pathologists.
That's right.
Contact Franklin County
right.
Coroner's Office.
Yeah.
I'll move approval of this resolution 0173-18.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 173-18 has been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Engineer's office. And I should warn everyone today that because we didn't have a briefing, you might get a little more questions. Well, because we're in Washington.
he did.
John and I were in Washington, sorry. I may have a number of questions today, so I'm just warning you, because I have read through all the materials, so there's a few that I do. Engineer's office, please.
Resolution number 174-18, approving the 2017 annual county highway system mileage report.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Fritz Crozier, and with me today is
Carla Marable.
Commissioners. This first resolution approves the 2017 annual county highway mileage system report. Certification by the Board of County Commissioners of the mileage detailed in this report is required in order to allow for the distribution of a portion of state motor vehicle license taxes to Franklin County.
Move approval of 174-18.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 174-18 has been approved. Resolution number 175-18, authorizing non-general fund supplemental appropriations for the Motor Vehicle and Gas Tax Fund and Stormwater Management Fund.
Commissioners, this next resolution seeks authorization of non-general fund supplemental appropriations for the Motor Vehicle and Gas Tax Fund and Stormwater Management Fund.
Thank you. And we have to have a public hearing on this, so can the clerk please read the public hearing notes?
Oh, that's for the next.
That's for the next.
Oh, I thought that was this one. That's not the same one? Oh, I see. Oh, my mistake. All right.
No, I'll move approval of 175-14, or 18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 175-18 has been adopted.
All right. Now we have a public hearing. Can the clerk please read the public hearing notes?
Okay. Resolution regarding the plan approval for the improvement of Morris Road at Kitzmiller Road, Jefferson Township, and Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
And I'd like to open up for a public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience today who would like to speak on this to this issue in this public hearing? Anyone here for that? Nope. Seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 176-18, plans approved for the improvement of Morris Road at Kitzmiller Road, Jefferson Township, and Plain Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this next resolution authorizes plan approval for the improvement of Morse Road and Kitzmiller Road in Jefferson and Plain Townships in the northeast portion of Franklin County. This project will include construction of a single-lane roundabout and reconstruction of the Morse Road Bridge over Blacklick Creek. This project is a collaborative effort between Franklin County and the Ohio Department of Transportation.
Move approval of 176-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 176-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 177-18, awarding contract and approving contract bond to Shelley and Sands Incorporated for the Livingston Avenue 5.62 over Blacklick Creek project in the amount of $1,828,138.80.
Commissioners, this next resolution seeks to award the contract and approve the contract bond to Shelley and Sands, Inc. for the Livingston Avenue 5.62 over Blacklick Creek project. Shelley and Sands was selected via the competitive bid process with a bid opening on February 8, 2018.
I'll move for approval of resolution 177-18.
So I just want to make sure. So was that the lowest bid?
Yes, sir.
Too? So, okay. Yep, second.
It's been seconded.
Oh, I'm sorry. Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 177-18 has been adopted. Resolution 178-18, the 2018 resurfacing program for Franklin County, Ohio declared necessary and hearing fixed for Tuesday, April 10th, 2018 at 9 a.m.
Commissioners, this resolution declares necessary the 2018 county resurfacing program. The county engineer has identified several roads throughout the county in need of resurfacing, and he included them in the program. Some of those roads include Agler Road, Climb Road, Darby Creek Drive, Fisher Road, Georgesville-Wrightsville Road, Hart Road, No Bixby Road, Sunbury Road, and Walker Road. Approval of this resolution will authorize the engineer to prepare plans, specifications, and estimates for this project.
Move approval of 178-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 178-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 179-18, American Structure Point Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer in performing preliminary engineering for Havens Corners Road from Hamilton Road to Ragnar Road, improvement project, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $159,925.
This resolution seeks authorization to enter into an agreement with American Structure Point Incorporated to perform preliminary engineering for the Havens Corner Road from Hamilton to Wagner Road Improvement Project. We have worked, that's all.
I was waiting.
No, that's okay.
Move approval of 179-18.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 179-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 180-18, Lamb Engineer Incorporated, consulting engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County engineer in providing traffic engineering services, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $25,000.
Commissioners, this final resolution requests authorization to enter into an agreement with Lanham Engineering to provide traffic engineering services. Lanham will provide safety studies at various intersections throughout the county. We've worked with Lanham in the past, and they are also a local business and also a minority business.
Move approval of 18018.
Second.
Move to second voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 180-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go out of order slightly here and ask the treasurer to come forward. And those representing the treasurer's office. And I believe it's the last
The last
two
two.
resolutions.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I have a very ambitious
Absolutely.
schedule today.
I understand, trust me.
We get it.
213-18.
It's, start with 21318.
21318. Yeah.
Resolution number 213-18, authorizing a memorandum of understanding for the purchase of the parking garage improvement revenue bonds to be issued by Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority.
Commissioners, I'm Mary Duffy. Of course, the treasurer is here next to me. I'm from Dinsmore and Shoal. We're bond counsel to the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority. I have with me Jordan Edmonds, who's the in-house counsel for the convention center. The first resolution authorizes an MOU for the purchase of the bonds. That MOU has been negotiated between the county and the convention center facility. The bonds would be issued to by the convention center. It would be bought as a investment by the county, thereby benefiting both sides with an interest rate that will be negotiated in the future. The actual parking facility that will be financed with these bonds is on the east side of the convention center. Two other parking facilities have previously had bonds issued by the convention center and purchased by the county. What this transaction will do will allow those three parking facilities to be one enterprise, and for the revenue from all three facilities to secure all the bonds, making both the county more secure and again adding to a better interest rate for the convention center facilities. That's the first resolution before you.
So what's really happening is that the county treasurer's office and the investment advisory board of the treasurer's office will purchase the bonds
Correct.
that we're
Exactly.
talking about.
That's correct. And the first two have performed so well. We're very confident and actually very excited to be a part of everything that's going on. We need parking sorely in that part of town.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we're very
And
excited.
that I know.
Dr. Tiller, did you want to comment?
No, I think Mary and Treasurer Sullivan kind of covered all that. I think we did have our bond counsel, Emmett Kelly and David Rogers from Frost Brown Todd assisted the Treasurer's office as well as part of this engagement to negotiate the MOU, and United American Capital Corporation also as the Treasurer's investment advisor had helped as well.
Sure, okay, thank you. Do we know what the full par amount is of the garage at this point?
We know the entire cost will not exceed 18 million, but I don't think we actually have the final number yet.
Okay. And then would follow up to that?
Okay, Jordan is correcting me. The full cost is 20,500,000, but the convention center is putting equity into the project.
So the amount of bonds will be around 18
Not to
million.
exceed 18.
Yeah. And then are we purchasing the full par amount, or are we?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so it would be like a direct placement essentially.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's really, again, for the county, it's an investment.
Mm-hmm.
For the convention center, it's an issuance of bonds. And you're right, that's, with your background, you ask insightful questions. By doing this, we avoid having to access the public market, which is much more expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
And longer. And we were able to assist them much quicker than they would have in the open market.
Absolutely.
And,
Okay.
and in return, the county actually receives a better rate of return than it would on other investments.
Right,
If-
which makes sense.
Well, we didn't get into details now, but, okay. All right.
I just want to clarify, Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. 18 million is the total par amount that this memorandum of understanding would authorize.
I see.
And no more than that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll move approval of 21318.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 213-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 214-18, resolution to consent to the issuance of parking garage improvement revenue bonds by the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority.
This is another side of the same transaction. In order for the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority to issue any debt, that debt has to be approved by the city and the county. This resolution approves the issuance of the bonds of that debt by the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority, and also, again, authorizes the purchase of the bonds pursuant to the understanding and the negotiation between the county and the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority.
Has the city issued their ordinance or resolution?
No, not yet. It will be at the meeting in 2 weeks.
Could he introduce himself for the clerk?
Okay, we should probably have somebody at the meeting. The county should have somebody at the meeting. Maybe Zach or you, Mr.
Yes,
Wilson.
for the record, for the clerk, we need the speaker to introduce himself for the record from this Convention Facilities Authority to the
Go
mic.
to that mic.
Jordan Edmonds, Convention Facilities Authority.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
And again, I just said that we have somebody at the city council meeting representing the county in terms of, because essentially we're purchasing the security, it's important that they understand the transaction elements and that we're able to answer it, representing the county as well, whoever that you choose to send,
Okay.
Administrator Wilson.
Yes.
Any other
additional
That's
comments? Okay.
happy to answer any
Okay.
questions.
Great. Move approval of 21418.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 214-18 has been adopted.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Good to see you, Treasurer. Good to see you, Ms. Duffy. Next, we have, where did we end up at?
Sheriff.
Sheriff's Office, thank you.
Resolution number 181-18, authorizing contracts for canned, dry, frozen, and dairy food products for the Franklin County Correction Facilities in the amount of $1,300,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, Director of Administrative Services for Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. This resolution authorizes a 6-month contract through September 12, 2018 to supply the jails with canned, dried, frozen, and dairy food items. All items have a firm and fixed price through the contract expiration and are part of the certified menu in the Corrections Division. It was competitively bid through county purchasing, where the vendors were chosen based on lowest price and delivery capabilities. With no questions asked, approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 18118.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 181-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Next, Veteran Services.
Resolution number 182-18, authorizing innovation agreement with Central Ohio German Village Taxi LLC.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. I'm Angela Klein. I'm the Administrative Officer of the Veterans Service Commission. I'm here today to seek approval for the innovation agreement with Central Ohio German Village Taxi LLC. They have agreed to all the terms and conditions of the original contract and any extensions after.
The question I have is, so do we get a reduced rate for that? Do they get a reduced rate? What are the terms?
So we have worked with county purchasing, and it's a competitive bid process. So each vendor is, they give us a set price for the term of the contract. Currently, I don't know what Central Ohio German Village Taxi's rate is, but I'll be happy to get you that information.
No, as long as knowing that it was competitively bid and it's the lowest bid is good enough. So what I was curious about was just who were the competitors? I know other taxi companies, but it was curious, did Uber and Lyft and these other agencies compete for that business as well?
We bid ours out in October of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Uber and Lyft did not choose to participate in that process.
Okay.
We had, I think, 17 vendors, and we selected 15 of those vendors.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Move approval of 18218.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 182-18 has been adopted.
Thank you. Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution number 183-18, authorizing lease agreements with IBM Credit LLC for IBM software, PowerAid server, and storage in the amount of $221,372.99.
Good morning, Commissioners. Julie Lest with the Franklin County Data Center. This resolution authorizes County Administrator to enter into a lease agreement and sign all associated documents for that lease agreement for a new IBM mid-range server. This replaces a unit that we purchased in 2010. It currently houses 44 applications that are vital to Franklin County. The Franklin County IT roadmap calls for all those applications to either be retired or migrated onto the Windows system within that 36 months of the lease agreement. So pending any questions, I do request your approval of this resolution.
Thank you.
Move approval of 18318.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 183-18 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank
you. Jobs and Family Services.
Resolution number 184-18, approving a contract for on-site case management services between the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services and Ohio Health in the amount of $27,432.07.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joy Bivens, Director of Franklin County Job and Family Services.
Good morning, Commissioners. County Admin Arthur Hurst, Deputy Director, Development Support Services, Job and Family Services. First resolution that we have, this resolution will approve a contract with Ohio Health that would allow Franklin County Job and Family Services to provide on-site case management services at Riverside Methodist Hospital. Per the contract, the FCD-JFS case manager will be stationed on-site at Riverside to provide timely assistance in determining patient eligibility, primarily for Medicaid, but also for other agency programs. Ohio Health will reimburse FCD-JFS for the actual full-time employee costs of an on-site case manager, including salary and benefits, which is not to exceed $8,683.67 per month, for a total not to exceed $27,432.07 over the four-month term of the contract. Contract also allows for 2 mutually agreed upon 1-year extensions. The initial 4-month term is in place so that it comes to an end at the same time as our existing contract to provide on-site services at Grant Medical Center, allowing any further extensions with Ohio Health be on the same contract cycle. Pending any questions, I ask for approval of this resolution.
I think this makes a great deal of sense. Did you have any questions? I'll move approval of 18418.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 184-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 185-18, approving a contract with United Way of Central Ohio for a comprehensive community needs assessment for the Near East Side of Columbus in the amount of $20,000.
This resolution will approve a contract with United Way of Central Ohio to conduct a comprehensive community needs assessment for the Near East Side. The Near East Side, which we're considering 43203 and 43205, is one of Franklin County's most vibrant communities with a rich history and home of landmarks like Lincoln Theater. However, it's also a community that faces long-standing socioeconomic challenges: low wages, poverty, educational disparities, crime. The closure of the neighborhood house, a long-standing settlement house, created an additional challenge for the community, but also presented a new opportunity work with residents to develop a new approach to addressing human social service delivery. Franklin County partnered with the City of Columbus and United Way to commission a comprehensive needs assessment for the community. Assessment is being completed by Ragland Enterprises, the Ohio State Kirwan Institute on Race and Ethnicity, and Thoughtwell. Cost of it is being split evenly among the 3 partners, with United Way and Ragland Enterprises managing the process. Pending any questions, I ask for approval of this resolution.
I'll move for approval of 18518, and I think this makes so much sense now that we have the opportunity to engage the residents to find out what they really need so that we can provide it more effectively for
Right.
them. I mean, this makes a lot of sense.
Right. And what we're hoping, Commissioner, from this needs assessment is for the existing partners that we already are contracted with, maybe there is an opportunity just to kind of divert their attention more toward the 43205, 43203 area.
Right.
I just said this is a long time overdue. I can remember the neighborhood house issue when I was a legislator, and which was several years ago, and so we're long overdue here. But here's the one challenge that I hope that we're able to look at. I mean, people just get used to a certain brand and a certain location and a certain face. And so those are things that are hard to measure in an assessment. And so I don't know how the assessment's going to work, but if we can capture just what to do about change in there. I'm not telling you change assessment, just as a side note, if you will. That was when I was talking to people during that time. I can just remember, it wasn't so much the services that they were getting as much as it was they knew where to go, they knew who to talk to, and that person could direct them or guide them and provide them with whatever direction they needed. And so it's obviously been a while since it's been the doors shut, but and so we know people are going to make it, but it'd be interesting to see if we can get a feel for that impact too in some way or another. So but I second the motion.
Moved to second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 185-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 186-18, approving a subaward agreement with Community Mediation Services of Central Ohio in the amount of $290,987.96.
This resolution will approve a subaward agreement with Community Mediation Services to offer eviction prevention workshops for TANF-eligible residents at high risk of eviction or experiencing homelessness currently and seeking housing in the future. There were nearly 18,000 Franklin County families evicted from their homes in 2017, or around 14.3 evictions per 1,000 residents. Our eviction rate is more than 6 times higher than New York's, a city of more than 8.53 million, or roughly 7 times our population. They had 22,755 evictions last year, or roughly 2.6 per 1,000. Our commissioners have taken a leading role in combating this community epidemic through the creation of Preventing Families Homelessness Council, as well as the support of our partnership to provide on-site assistance outside the eviction court. Community Mediation Services is at the forefront of these efforts as well. 2014, CMS began offering 2-hour eviction prevention education workshops for tenants at high risk of eviction and those experiencing homelessness who will be seeking housing in the future. CMS has served between 300 and 400 individuals per year and reports that 90% of participants have been able to maintain their current housing or find other stable housing without requiring emergency shelter. CMS has also provided follow-up in participants and reports 80% have remained in stable housing without any risk of eviction over the year following completing the workshop. This new partnership with CMS will support both tenant-landlord mediation and eviction prevention trainings offered for TANF-eligible residents at the courthouse and through community-based trainings. The partnership will also help connect customers with housing assistance available through our Prevention, Retention, and Contingency Program.
And before we vote on it, Commissioners, I would be remiss if I did not take the opportunity to talk about the work that you all have done over the years. Commissioner Brown, particularly with you leading the, chairing the Homeless Collaborative that was done, where we brought together several community leaders, nonprofit organizations, and out of that work we identified some of the issues that affect evictions and homelessness. Unfortunately, in those studies we found that women, 73% of the women that our shelter services are used by African American female mothers. We also found that what also plays in eviction is pay equity. And you led that challenge. You also, Commissioner Brown, I remember during our one-on-ones you had some very direct conversations with me as a director, and you asked the question, why can't we just make this simple? Why not put a case manager in eviction court? And we did that. right? And now this board, this commissioner board is now, developing, I believe, is to be a piece, not everything, but a piece in assisting some of this eviction homelessness that we're seeing in Franklin County by partnering with community mediation services. Our county administrator has been ensuring that this process is completed and that Franklin County residents get what they need in the mediation services, with our case manager being in the eviction court now 5 days a week, and other services that we're providing. So I wanted to commend you as a commissioner board for looking at this and not just doing an assessment and then the assessment goes on the table. You did something about it, so thank you.
Thank you. And I know the court has been really happy to have the eviction staff members working there. It's made a difference for residents, and that's what this is about.
Right.
I mean, the bottom line is keeping people in their homes, or at least giving them the time needed to work out a better solution for them, and that's what this is all about.
Right. And also approving, commissioners, you all with the PRC plan that I have to submit to the state every 2 years, you all approve that plan to increase, the dollar amount that customers can request. So now they can request not only just for housing, but they can also request, utilities in those requests, and increase the amount from $1,000 to $1,500, because we know that, the rent in Franklin County, sometimes it's more than the $800 that I think we have assumed in the past. So affordable housing plays a role in this as well. So thank you.
I'll move approval of 18618.
Second.
Moved and second voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 186-18 has been adopted.
Thank
Commissioners,
you.
thank you. Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 187-18, authorizing the economic development agreement with the Greater Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau to promote Franklin County as a tourism destination in the amount of $2,065,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director, Economic Development and Planning. We have a number of resolutions for Economic Development and Planning this morning, and Josh Roth, our Senior Program Coordinator, will take you through the first three.
Great.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
This resolution would authorize our annual economic development partner contract with Experience Columbus to support their efforts in marketing the Columbus region as a tourism destination, and then also increasing the impact that tourism has on our economy. And today in the audience we have Mr. Brian Ross, President and CEO of Experience Columbus, who I'd like to invite up to offer some testimony.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Long time no see.
Yes, it's been a little while. Good morning again, President Boyce, Commissioner Brown, Administrator Wilson, and Director Schimmer. I have a few notes here because we have a lot going on, but I promise not to take real long. In 2017, Experience Columbus, the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, and the tourism economy had a banner year, and we couldn't do it without you. The support is so important. Columbus is thriving, and the tourism economy is playing a significant role in that prosperity. As pointed out in a recent Dispatch editorial, two travel indicators underscore economic strength in our city: the increase in bed tax and the increase in record passenger traffic at John Glenn International and Rickenbacker airports. Together, Experience Columbus and the Columbus Sports Commission booked 510,000 room nights in 2017, welcomed 24 large citywide events, and helped generate $47 million in bed tax. And as you know, that bed tax does support Greater Columbus Arts Council, Human Services, affordable housing, the Housing Trust, the Franklin County Convention Facilities Authority, and our organizations as well. The Greater Columbus Convention Center was renovated and expanded to provide us the fourth largest and most dynamic convention center in our competitive set. And thanks to a tremendous partnership with the commissioners and your team, we hosted a very successful NACO in 2017, this past July. And you will be getting your XP at our annual meeting this Thursday, 5:30. Please don't miss that. Anyone else would like to come? We're looking forward to tremendous amenities that are opening this year. The Scott's Children's Garden at Franklin Park Conservatory and Botanical Gardens, as well as the National Veterans Memorial Museum, that will both help increase family visits to Franklin County and the city of Columbus. The announcement yesterday to expand the Hilton downtown Columbus is a huge step forward in becoming a premier destination for our meetings, conventions, and events. The Arnold Sports Festival was just here, had over 200,000 people as they typically do, and as almost said Jim Shimmer. Jim Lorimer, or Jim Shimmer, said yesterday it was the best event that they had from the Arnold Sports Classic. So we're excited about that. We're gearing up for a great year in 2018. We're going to have over 28 large citywide conventions in our community this coming year, which is a 17% increase year over year. The National Urban League will call Franklin County and Columbus home in August. We're looking forward to having them in, as well as ASAE's Next Gen Conference coming this fall. And what this is all the potential C-suite leaders in the association realm coming to Columbus to learn and get educated, so they will become those presidents and CEOs in the association. So Linda Loga and her team at the Sports Commission are doing great. We're only 19 days away from the women's Final Four, so hopefully you have your tickets. If not, it's going to be a little difficult. We can't say the word sold out. But we're looking at another great year. The Greater Columbus Sports Commission booked 12 new NCAA events, and really leading the way was the men's basketball, which we will have the first and second rounds at Nationwide Arena in 2019. So we're proud to be a small part of the team that's helping drive the spirit of collaboration forward, and we appreciate you supporting Experience Columbus, the tourism economy, and the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Thank you very much.
Brian, thank you as well. It was a pleasure to stand with Commissioner Brown yesterday as we announced the expansion of the Hilton. And I want to say to the general public, imagine if your family was growing at a significant rate and you'd add on a room or you'd add different aspects to your home to accommodate that growth. And that's really what's happening with Central Ohio, that we are growing in a very positive and encouraging way. We're doing the things with our infrastructure to support that growth. Some of the high volume traffic we experience and the long lines in different places are all illustrations of Central Ohio's growth. But yesterday's announcement was the illustration of our response to that growth and preparing for even more growth. And so what you do to advertise and promote visitors to Central Ohio is an important part of that aspect, that process to support this growth, and you guys do a heck of a job of it. By the way, I had some of your folks, I think it was your folks that pitched me on becoming a CTA
Absolutely.
yesterday.
Robbie Banks? Was it Robbie Banks?
No,
probably?
I'm not.
Right here, we'll be looking
But my
to
staff,
see.
they're CTAs, so right? Aren't you guys? Didn't you get certified? Yeah. So yeah.
Outstanding.
So they represent me, and
We'll get you there.
But yeah, I was pitched to be a certified tourism ambassador.
Yes.
And so at some point I'll find the half a day that I take to go to the training.
We have 3,900, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a large cadre of ambassadors that really help
President Boyce.
get around.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. We really need to get you on board because
Thank you, Administrator.
Okay.
Robin Deaver is not here, but I aspire for Franklin County to be CTA Employer of the Year sometime soon. So we need to
So
bring
is
more
Commissioner
people on
Grady a
board.
CTA?
Yes, but he did it a different way.
Yeah.
Well, then it doesn't count. Yeah, then it doesn't count. If he did, yeah.
He's not here to defend himself, so I'm
at
not
all.
sure.
And I take it you did it the right way.
As she did, yes.
No, I
Did the half day
I did.
thing? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But we do appreciate everything you do. Without your support and the great community we have, we wouldn't be as successful as we are, so thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And part of what you do helps us in another way with the sales tax receipts that we get so that we can help those that are the most vulnerable in our community. And that too can't be undersold. It's significant to see the growth in our community, and what you do is so much a part of that and is vital to that growth. And so doing the infrastructure projects that we're doing to help with that are wonderful. But the other side of that is when people do come here and spend their money here, we get some of that benefit back in sales tax, which then we can use for more programming. So that's really important too.
We'll get new numbers this year, but in 2015, it was $246 million in local taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such an important point. Just if I could just hammer on that a little bit, because you're investing $2 million and you're getting back $260+ million. I mean, that's a very good rate of return, and so this is a very simple, I think, investment for us, and a very logical investment. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And let's do the best we can out there. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
move
Brian.
approval of 18718.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 187-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 188-18, authorizing an economic development grant agreement with the Columbus-Franklin County Finance Authority to continue the administration of the Energy Works Columbus Region Energy Loan Fund in the amount of $1,500,000.
Commissioners, as you are well aware, our SmartWorks portfolio of economic development programs consists of PeopleWorks, Infrastructure Works, and Energy Works. This resolution would authorize the third $1.5 million capitalization of the Energy Works Revolving Loan Fund program, which is administered by the Columbus-Franklin County Finance Authority. And of course, Energy Works provides low fixed rate interest rates to building and business owners who are looking to make a variety of energy efficiency upgrades to their buildings. And we have Jean Carter Ryan here, President of the Columbus-Franklin County Finance Authority, in the audience. I'd like to invite her up to make some testimony.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting us to attend. And again, really want to express my strong support for the continued investment that you've made in the Finance Authority, especially with regard to this program. We are really, really excited as where we are with the energy program that we are administering on behalf of the county and actually on behalf of the Finance Authority. We have received $3 million, and we've invested our own money as well. So we have $6.6 million that we have invested in projects in Franklin County. Those projects have seen almost $500,000 worth of energy savings as a result of these new investments. So we are continuing to work on this. We've got a long pipeline of projects, about $15 million that we're continuing to invest. So it's the county, it's the Finance Authority together. We've collaborated to create, I think, a very, very strong program that's helping with sustainability here in Franklin County.
And not only that, that return that you're suggesting is an annual return on what they're saving in costs. Isn't that true?
So
with lower prices to maintain their buildings.
Right. Yes. So basically, it's the total savings that we're seeing. They're seeing percentage basically savings of up to about 40%. So it's a significant savings for them.
It really is. I'll move approval of Resolution 18818.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 188-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 189-18,
Thank you.
authorizing agreements which would allow for the transfer to Clark County, Ohio, all of monies, rights, and responsibilities associated with the 2016 Market Development Grant from the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency to partially fund Econopia LLC and its food scrap composting facility in the amount of $125,000.
Commissioners, back in 2016, Economic Development and Planning applied for and was awarded a market development grant from the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency in the amount of $250,000. The purpose of that grant was to assist Econopia, it's a tongue twister, Econopia LLC, a startup with the development of a local food scrap composting facility here in Franklin County. And so the business originally planned to co-locate with a local food distributor here in town, but for a variety of reasons, that arrangement fell through. And so fast forward to last fall, the owner of the business asked the OEPA if it would be possible to transfer the administration of the grant from Clark County, or from Franklin County to Clark County. And so the owner lives in Springfield, and so I think this was just going to end up being a little bit more convenient for him personally after that arrangement fell through. And with a lot of help from Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Harold Anderson, we began negotiating with OEPA and Clark County on a process to transfer this, the administration of this agreement and the $125,000 that was fronted to us by OEPA. And so this resolution is the culmination of those efforts.
I'll move approval of 18918.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 189-18 has been adopted. Resolution 190-18, review a petition to annex 0.803 plus or minus acres from Jackson Township to the City of Columbus, case number annex -03-18.
Commissioners, this resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of .803 acres from Jackson Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 2111 Demarest Road, that's west of Demarest, and I-270, east of Holt Road, and south of Alkire Road. Petition was filed by owner and agent Andre and Pamela Latondras. 11% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with Columbus, and the city passed resolution number 0417-2018 on February 12, 2018, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding incompatible land uses and a zoning buffer. The petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
Ms. Knapp, just curious, what percent or how much land has to be contiguous for it to be annexed to a particular area? Any?
Harold could probably answer that a little better than myself, but I believe just a portion. It doesn't, just some. It doesn't specifically say some percentage.
I apologize, Commissioner.
5, sorry. Jim is pointing out 5%.
5%.
5% works.
Jim is saving us this morning.
So at least
both of us.
5%.
At least 5%. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll move approval of 19018.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 190-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 191-18, authorizing the settlement to Ms. Shuline Antwi for a disputed vehicle damage claim due to an auto accident involving economic development and planning in the amount of $986.15.
Commissioners, this resolution will authorize Franklin County to pay the insurance estimate of $986.15 as allowed by the Ohio Revised Code to Ms. Antwi for damages to her vehicle in the accident that occurred on January 18, 2018 from EDP employee Neil Fulton, who was backing out of a parking space in the Laz parking facility. Ms. Antwi has accepted the settlement contingent on approval by the county commissioners. Both the county prosecutor and county fleet management have both approved this resolution.
I'll move approval of 19118.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 191-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 192-18, authorizing a funding agreement with Homes on the Hill for the Prairie Franklin Homes 2018 housing project to construct 4 single-family homes under the county's Home Community Housing Development Organization Reserve Program in the amount of $166,867.45.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mark Paxson, Economic Development Planning. This is a contract with Homes on the Hill entails the Geraldine Home projects. It will be 4 newly constructed homes on vacant lots, either in Prairie and or Franklin Township. The program will incorporate the county's aware green standards and is funded with approximately $167,000 in home funds for the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Move approval of 19118.
Second.
192, I'm sorry, 19218.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 192-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 193-18, resolution to accept cooperative agreements from counties' jurisdictions reaffirming their participation in the county's Housing and Urban Development Entitlements Program.
The county, as a recipient of HUD funding, every 3 years has to recertify their program with HUD. What that entails is reaching out to every city, village, and township in the county outside of Columbus in order to get them to sign a cooperative agreement with the Board of Commissioners. What that cooperative agreement states is they will abide by all county regulations as well as HUD regulations in regards to the administration of the program. This is for fiscal years 2018, 19, and 20.
Move approval of 19318.
Second.
Moved to second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 193-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 194-18, authorizing the Franklin County Board of Commissioners to enter into a programmatic agreement with the Ohio Historic Preservation Office to facilitate the county's compliance with the historic preservation requirements of the National Environment Policy Act.
Again, a condition of the receipt of funds from HUD, the county has to make sure it complies with the National Environmental Protection Act. What happens is every time that we intend to utilize those dollars towards a project, we have to do an environmental review to make sure it complies with all the regulations. One element of those regulations is the National Preservation Act, and as such, we have to make sure we're adhering to protecting the nation's historical and cultural foundations, doing nothing that will detract or distance themselves from that or damage that. And towards that end, to meet that compliance standard, we enter into a programmatic agreement with the Ohio Historical Preservation Act and Office in order to utilize their resources and expertise to help us meet that compliance.
Move approval of 19418.
Second.
Moved to second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 194-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 195-18, authorizing a non-general fund supplemental appropriation and the addition of one full-time position related to the local food action plan.
Commissioners, this last resolution is to appropriate funds to support a new full-time planner position at Economic Development and Planning. This position was originally approved through the 2017 budget as part of a contract basis, and as a test to make sure that this position is actually fulfilling its purpose. The position itself will support the local food action plan, which was adopted in 2016, as well as doing general planning activities at EDP, given our increase of planning activities. So pending any questions, we request your approval.
Move approval of 19518.
Second.
Moved to second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 195-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public Facilities Management.
Resolution 196-18, authorizing a contract agreement with SA Communale Company Incorporated to perform fire protection activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Correction Center in the amount of $1,738,460.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Interim Director, Public Facilities Management. This morning we have 3 resolutions for your consideration, which are associated with the construction of the new Franklin County Correction Center and were all part of a competitive bid process. The first resolution awards a contract to perform fire protection activities such as sprinkler systems, standpipe systems, fire pumps, sprinkler heads, etc. 2 bids were received. The low bidder, SA Communale Company, Inc., is headquartered in Barberton, Ohio, with a local Columbus office. SA Communale is signatory to the local 669 sprinkler fitters. SA Communale has committed to 12%, which equates to approximately $209,000, diversity participation from one firm on its SEBE utilization plan. 4 jobs are anticipated to be created as a part of this contract at peak. SA Communale has demonstrated it has the capacity, experience, and ability to complete the required work. The project owner's representative, Pizzuti Solutions, and the project construction manager, Gilbane Smoot, are supportive of this contract award. Pending any questions, this agency recommends the award of the contract to perform fire protection activities to SA Communale Company, Inc.
I'll move approval of 19618.
Second.
Moved to second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 196-18 has been adopted. Resolution 197-18, authorizing a contract agreement with Brunner Corporations to perform HVAC activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Correction Center in the amount of $18,474,770.
Commissioners, this second resolution allows for the award of a contract to Brunner Corporation for HVAC activities such as all building, heating and cooling systems, ventilation and air handling systems, pumps, valves, ductwork, associated piping, etc. 4 bids were received. Bruner was the low bidder, and it is an established local firm. Bruner is signatory to Local 189 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters. Bruner has committed to 12%, or approximately $2.2 million, of diversity participation from 4 firms on its SEBE utilization plan. 32 jobs are expected to be created as part of this contract award at peak. Bruner Corporation has demonstrated it has the capacity, experience, and ability to complete the required work, and the owner's representative and the construction manager are also supportive of this contract award. Pending any questions, PFM recommends the award of the contract to perform HVAC activities to Bruner Corporation.
Move approval of 19718.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 197-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 198-18, authorizing a contract agreement with Castle Technologies Incorporated, LLC, to perform communications activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Corrections Center in the amount of $3,505,000.
Our last resolution allows for the award of a contract to Castle Technologies Company, LLC, to perform communications activities such as all grounding, cabling, network equipment, AV systems, etc. 2 bids were received. Castle Technologies was the low bidder and is an established local firm. Castle is signatory to IBEW Local 683 and has committed to 12%, or approximately $421,000, of diversity participation from 3 firms on its SEBE utilization plan. 10 jobs are anticipated to be created as part of this contract at peak. The firm has demonstrated it has the capacity, experience, and ability to complete the required work. The owner's rep and the construction manager are supportive of this contract award. Pending any questions, Public Facilities Management recommends the award of the contract to perform communications activities to Castle Technologies Companies, LLC. Thank you.
Darla, before I
I'm sorry.
move this forward, I just want to say that I'm really happy to see that we're getting the small and emerging businesses participating with our larger contracts. Thank you for the outreach everybody has done, and I will move approval of 19818.
Second.
Thank you.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 198-18 has been adopted.
Thank you. Homeland Security and Justice Programs.
Resolution number 199-18, authorizing a contract with VASU Communications Incorporated for the purchase of Ohio Multi-Agency Radio Communications compatible mobile and portable radios under the 2015 State Homeland Security Grant Law Enforcement set aside in the amount of $47,037.15.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kathy Crandall, Homeland Security and Regional Communications. This resolution requests your approval of a contract with VASU, who was the lowest and best bidder, for the P25 digital radios that we are purchasing under the 2015 State Homeland Security Grant. This is a law enforcement set-aside. Law enforcement chiefs make the decision as to how this money is spent, and radios were their #1 priority. These particular radios on this bid will be going to Madison Township, Sharon Township, Hilliard, and Minerva Park. So I respectfully request your approval of this contract, pending any questions.
And all of the radios are compatible with everything else we're doing in this arena of interoperability communications.
They are, Commissioner. All radios that we are purchasing are P25 marks compliant. Now that the city, the county, and the state all share the radio system brain, we have to have that compliance across the board with the equipment that we use.
Which is great. Happy to see that. Move for passage of 19918.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 199-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Community partnerships.
Resolution number 200-18, authorizing a collaboration agreement with the Affordable Housing Trust for Columbus and Franklin County to support the production of affordable housing units in the amount of $3,102,350.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dana McCrary, Community Partnerships Coordinator with OMB. Our first resolution is in support of the Affordable Housing Trust to support the work that they do in developing affordable housing for home ownership and also rental units. And as you know, this effort is supported by the real estate conveyance fees. So pending any questions, I would respectfully request that this resolution be passed.
Move approval of 200-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 200-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 201-18, authorizing a one-year contract with the Cancer Support Community of Central Ohio to provide support and education for individuals battling cancer and their families in the amount of $75,000.
Commissioners, this resolution supports the critical work that the cancer support community does in providing caregiver support, patient education to help patients make the most informed decision that they can regarding their treatment and care, and also the numerous education classes, cooking and nutrition, and even exercise classes that they offer on site. So pending any questions, I would request approval of this resolution.
I know the hospitals depend on
they do.
this entity to
right.
provide these services as well, and I don't know a family that hasn't been touched by cancer of some type. I'll move for approval of 201-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 201-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 202-18, authorizing a one-year contract with the Charitable Pharmacy of Central Ohio for access to health care and affordable prescriptions in the amount of $65,000.
Commissioners, this resolution is in support of Charitable Pharmacy and the amazing work they do to make sure not only that people who would not otherwise have access to their medications and prescriptions, they provide access, they really leverage the funding that we provide to purchase discounted medications. So the amount of money that we get is grant to them is compounded many times over. And in addition, they not only fill that prescription one time, but they qualify a patient for an entire year of refills and also provide education one-on-one with pharmacy students from OSU as well as a full pharmacist. So pending any questions, I would request approval of the resolution.
Move approval of 202-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 202-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 203-18, authorizing a one-year contract with the Central Ohio Diabetes Association to provide education, support, and swimming camp opportunities to Franklin County children who have diabetes diagnosis in the amount of $75,000.
This resolution, Commissioners, as I said, is in support of the Central Ohio Diabetes Association and Camp Hamway, which I had the great pleasure of visiting on last summer. And I would tell you, if anybody here has sent their child to camp, you know it's a major production. It's expensive and it's worrisome, and the Central Ohio Diabetes Association really takes that worry off of parents' shoulders by providing not only round-trip transportation from Columbus, which was really critical in getting increased participation from families that are experiencing financial difficulty. So transportation isn't an issue, and medication. All you have to do is put your children's clothing into their bags and send them to camp, and I'm not even going to tell you anything more because we're very fortunate this morning to have Darlene Honigsford here from the Diabetes Association, and she's the director of the camp. How many years have you been there?
22 years.
Amazing, amazing. So please tell us some more about Camp Hamway.
Absolutely. Good morning, County Commissioners.
Morning.
Darlene Honeyford from the Central Ohio Diabetes Association, an agency of Life Care Alliance. And camp really does change campers' lives. It changes their, it gives them the opportunity to be with other children experiencing the same disease that they're experiencing, and gives them the skills that they need to live a long and healthy, complication-free life. Because research has shown that if people with diabetes can keep their blood sugars at near normal level, they can cut their complications by 3/4. So our children don't have to go blind. They don't have to go on dialysis later in life as an adult. And the program just gives those kids that sense of acceptance and peer association. And we did celebrate our 50th anniversary last summer, so we're really thrilled that we are able to continue providing this program for our children. We serve children with type 1 diabetes, type 2, and prediabetes.
Wow. You know, camping experiences are really special experiences, and that the kids that have health issues can go and learn how to better manage those and feel not so isolated is terrific. Having met my husband at a camp long ago, camps are pretty special places.
Commissioner Brown, may I interrupt to say that Camp Homway's counselors, many of the children who attended camp come back as counselors, and they have campers who were married at camp.
Oh, I'm sure.
They have come back. I met a family last year that the husband and wife were married, and they had their child there as well. So camp really does change lives.
It does.
It's serious when you get married at camp and have a kid at camp.
I don't know where I don't know.
Serious
I know
stuff
that they
right there.
brought. I know they brought the child to camp, but I don't.
Oh, they
want
brought
to,
the child to camp.
Yes,
oh,
I don't want to.
Oh, I got you now.
I don't know where
You're right,
I don't know where the child was born or
Right.
conceived. I don't know anything about
You
that.
don't need to know.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't allow
Say it
provolone.
can't. It's like,
Oh, this is great. I'll move approval of 20318.
second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 203-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 204-18, authorizing a one-year contract with Children's Hunger Alliance to provide school breakfast and after-school meals and snacks to low-income children in Franklin County in the amount of $125,000.
This resolution with Children's Hunger Alliance, not unlike the resolution with Charitable Pharmacy, Children's Hunger Alliance is really able to leverage the funding that they receive in bringing down monies from the federal level to just feed children. So they provide that critical service of helping school districts to understand, to cut through the paperwork and the red tape to understand how to access these programs that are available and have been available really since World War II, and to help them to look at innovative ways, whether it would be breakfast in the classroom, a grab-and-go breakfast, after-school meals and snacks, which really it's important to remember that for many of these children, that the nutrition that they receive throughout the day is the only nutrition that, while they're at school or their after-school program. For many children, it's the only time that they would eat during the day. So pending any questions, I would request passage of this resolution.
I'll move for passage of 20418.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 204-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 205-18, authorizing a one-year contract with the Columbus Public Health Department to provide tuberculosis education, prevention, and treatment for Franklin County residents in the amount of $1,850,000.
This resolution is really very significant because the tuberculosis work and screening this year, for the first time, the Columbus Public Health Department has assured that they will screen all children starting school in the Columbus City School District. And as we remain a welcoming and open community for new immigrants and refugees from all over the world, where people may have been exposed to close conditions and may have been exposed to tuberculosis. So it's really important to support the Columbus Health Department in providing education, treatment, prevention, education, to really make sure that the cases that we see in Franklin County of tuberculosis are contained. So pending any questions, I would request approval of the resolution.
They've been doing this for us at the Ben Franklin TB Clinic for many years, and it's something that we take this responsibility very seriously. I'll move approval of 205-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 205-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 206-18, authorizing a one-year contract with Community Shelter Board to provide housing for families and individuals who are experiencing housing crises in the amount of $5,039,490.
This resolution funds the work that the Community Shelter Board does in coordinating our emergency shelter system, and that's their model and their the way that they coordinate our emergency shelter system is really a national example, and so we really are very grateful for the partnership that we have with the Community Shelter Board, for the coordination that they do, and for making sure that emergency shelter services are available at various places in the county, as well as overflow beds when the need is really critical. So pending any questions, I would request approval of this resolution.
Move for passage of 206-18.
Just one question. Is this an increase from last year's appropriation to them? So it's the same? Okay, thank you. Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 206-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 207-18, authorizing a one-year contract with the Greater Columbus Arts Council in support of Art Matters, a capital and program expansion of the Columbus Museum of Art, and To Sing America, the commemoration of the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance, in the amount of $2,225,000.
This resolution is the final installment in a commitment that we made with the Museum of Art supporting their expansion and the establishment of the Walter Wing. And this year we are very pleased to be able to support the Greater Columbus Arts Council in their efforts to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance. So pending any questions, I would request approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 207-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 207-18 has been adopted.
Before I take my seat, I just want to let the county administrator know from the bottom of my heart that I really do love my job.
Well done.
Human Resources. See if you can top that.
No. Resolution number 208-18, authorizing the contract.
Is it employee evaluation time or something? What's going on?
It was our county administrator's challenge.
Authorizing the contract extension with Willis of Ohio Incorporated for risk management insurance consulting services in the amount of $78,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jerry Bauer with Human Resources. This resolution extends the contract with Willis Towers Watson from March 31st of this year through March 31st of 2019. This contract was originally publicly bid and awarded under resolution number 0289-15 to provide risk management insurance consulting services to Franklin County. Pending any questions, I ask for passage of this resolution.
Move approval of 208-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 208-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 209-18, authorizing the continuation of a memorandum of understanding with the Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency for Human Resources Services.
Rob Young, Human Resources. This is the first. Next resolution is the same with a different agency. This is with Homeland Security and Emergency Management. We send an HR employee up there once a week and share services. So I'd like to continue the MOU for another year. Pending any questions, request approval of the resolution.
Move approval of 20918.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce? Resolution number 209-18 has been adopted. Resolution number 210-18, authorizing the continuation of Memorandum of Understanding with Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commissions for Human Resources Services.
Same as the last, we send them 2 days a week. Request approval of the resolution.
Move approval of 21018.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce? Resolution number 210-18 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Resolution number 211-18, approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $5,062,255.49.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carl Cuthbert representing the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you requests your approval of 227 purchase orders. Of the total purchase orders, there are 26 purchase orders for the small emerging businesses, enterprises, which equals 11.5% of the purchase order volume. The total dollar amount of $463,984.57 equals 9% of the purchase order dollar volume. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as availability funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, I recommend their approval.
Moving approval of 21118.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce? Resolution number 211-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 212-18, authorizing the county administrator enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Rebuilding Lives Funder Collaborative to implement the community's plan to prevent and end youth homelessness related to the RLFC's application to the Department of Housing and Urban Development for the Youth Homelessness Demonstration Program.
Good morning, Commissioners. Again, Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I'd like to thank our Community Partnerships Coordinator, Dana McQuarrie, for earlier expressing how much she appreciates serving the residents of Franklin County. We all do. In advance of Employee Appreciation on May the 15th from 2 to 4 o'clock, I'm saying in advance, I do appreciate all the employees of Franklin County, and I will repeat that at that event coming in May. Commissioners, this resolution would request your authorization or for me to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Rebuilding Lives Funding Collaborative. The U.S. Department of Urban Housing and Urban Development has announced an availability of funding for a grant under a youth homelessness demonstration project designed to reduce the number of youth experiencing homelessness in participating communities. A minimum award of $1 million and eligibility to apply for additional implementation grants would be available. As you know, last year the county, the City of Columbus, the Community Shelter Board, the Huckleberry House, and the Star House led an effort to submit an application for funding. That application came up just 1 point short. So we intend this year to get over that hurdle, hopefully, and make improvements to our application where we lost points and resubmit this year. As you all know, in our community, we have 2,000 youth between the ages of 14 and 24 that are surviving on the fringes in our community, and many of our partners are working hard every day to provide a safety net for those young people that are trying to truly make it on their own in many respects. So we are enthusiastic about this effort. This work comes out of the youth needs assessment that was done through the collaboration here in the county. There's no funding commitment included in this proposed MOU, but Franklin County Children's Services has pledged a portion of their Thoughtwell contract to support research-based activities required if we are awarded this grant opportunity. So pending any questions, I will request your authorization to enter into this agreement to apply for funding through housing and urban development.
When is the proposal due, Ken?
This proposal is due within a few weeks, I believe.
Okay.
I can confirm that number and report that back to your office.
If there's anything else we can do to make sure that we can get this grant, we're all, I'm sure, willing to help out. So anybody preparing the documentation, let us know. Move approval of 21218.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce? Resolution number 212-18 has been adopted.
That concludes our regular agenda. Are there any generalizations?
There is one. The Director of Ohio Environmental Protection Agency reviewed and approved the Solid Waste Authority of Central Ohio's ratified draft solid waste management plan update. Director's final findings and orders approving the plan are enclosed with this letter. SWACO should proceed to implement its approved plan in accordance with the implementation schedule, timeline, and programs contained in the approved plan.
Thank you. That concludes our meeting for today. Thank you so much.